Neighbours, what happened to the original stars of the Australian soap, and where are they now? After nearly 4 decades, the adventures of Ramsay Street residents will be coming to an end after it was confirmed that the soap would be axed. Producers Fremantle have been unable to find a new broadcaster for the Australian daytime soap after current broadcasters Channel 5 announced they would not be extending their contract. It means that after discussions over a new broadcaster failed to reach a positive outcome, production will cease this summer after nearly 37 years, Neighbours has confirmed. Read more, fans of axed soap Neighbours, told it will end on an incredible high. We are so sorry to say that after nearly 37 years and almost 9,000 episodes broadcast we have to confirm that Neighbours will cease production in June, the show announced in a statement on Twitter. Following the loss of our key broadcast partner in the UK, and despite an extensive search for alternative funding, we simply have no option but to rest the show. To our amazing, loyal fans, we know this is a huge disappointment, as it is to all of us on the team. We thank you for all your messages and support and promise to end the show on an incredible high. From here on, we are celebrating Neighbours. Set in the fictional suburb of Erinsborough, the show has launched the careers of stars including Kylie Minogue, Jason Donovan, Guy Pearce and Margot Robbie. The show was broadcast in the UK on BBC One for more than 21 years from October 1986 until February 2008, before moving to Channel 5. Neighbours initially aired on Australia's 7 network, where it struggled to win ratings and was pulled after 4 months. The series was then picked up by Network 10, which revamped the show, adding several new, younger cast members including Jason Donovan as Scott Robinson and Kylie Minogue as Charlene Mitchell. The episode featuring Scott and Charlene's wedding achieved the highest ever ratings for Neighbours and attracted 19.6 million viewers when it was aired in the UK. But what has happened to some of the lesser-known cast members that appeared on Neighbours when the daytime soap first aired Down Under in 1985? The soap has charted the day-to-day lives of families in Ramsay Street situated in the Melbourne suburb of Erinsborough ever since 1995. And here are some of the other characters who were regulars in Ramsay Street during the early days of the show and what has happened to them since. Des Clark, played by Paul Keane. The first ever episode opens with Des on his stag do as he prepares to wed Lorraine Kingham, but he ends up falling in love with the stripper hired for the cabaret. He was involved in a battle for future wife Daphne's affections, and they were married in 1986. He left the soap in 1990, but reprised the role 20 years later for the show's 35th anniversary. After struggling to cope with fame, Keane struggled with a drug addiction which he battled for 10 years. Jim Robinson, played by Alan Dale. He played the character for more than 860 episodes from the very first show until his on-screen death from a heart attack in 1993, although he made a cameo in 2018 and 2019 appearing as a ghost to his son Paul Robinson. However, he has continued to be a successful actor both in Australia and the United States over the years. He is famously known for starring in hit series such 24 and Lost. Paul Robinson, played by Stephen Dennis, the only original cast member still on the show. He took a break from the program in the 1990s to follow fellow cast members into the UK Top 20 with one hit song, Don't It Make You Feel Good, that reached number 16 in the charts. He then returned to Ramsay Street in 2004, where he has featured in a string of its most successful storylines, being the villain of the series. Dennis has also appeared in hits such as The Bill, Casualty, and Dream Team. Helen Daniels, played by Anne Hattie. Series matriarch Helen Daniels appeared in 1,162 episodes through 12 years, and at that time one of the longest-serving actors, before stepping down due to ill health in 1997. She died at her home in Melbourne from a kidney-related illness on June 6, 1999, aged 68. In the UK, the episode broadcast on BBC One the following day ended with a dedication to her memory. Daphne Lawrence, played by Elaine Smith. The Scottish-born actress became the on-screen wife of character Des Clark after joining the soap from the first episode. She remained in the role for just 3 years before returning to university to earn a degree in teaching. In 2017 she began work as a drama and primary school teacher in Sydney. Shane Ramsay, played by Peter O'Brien, the eldest son of Max Ramsay, and was initially Des Clark's love rival when he began dating Daphne Lawrence. After a colorful time in Erinsborough, the character left Ramsay Street in 1987 to travel around Australia. Following his time on Neighbours, he has appeared in a host of big roles including parts in Queer as Folk and Gossip Girl. Max Ramsay, played by Francis Bell. He made his first on-screen appearance in the show's pilot episode. Max was the patriarch of the Ramsay family and Ramsay Street is named after his grandfather. He lived at number 24 with his wife, Maria, and their sons, Shane and Danny, departing in May 1986 when his contract was not renewed after 190 episodes. After leaving the show, he suffered from depression and died in 1994. Julie Robinson, played by Julie Mullins, one of the original members of the Robinson family. Julie came to a tragic end in 1994 when, during a murder mystery weekend, which was attended by many Erinsborough residents, her body was found at the bottom of a staircase. Julie was the second actress to play the character, who became Julie Martin after marrying. After leaving following a storyline dispute, she moved to Ireland and went back to the theatre. Scott Robinson, played by Darius Perkins, he was the original actor in the role of teenager Scott Robinson in the soap opera. When the series moved to Network 10 at the start of 1986, Perkins left the role. Perkins died from cancer in January 2019, aged 54. Danny Ramsey, played by David Clancy. Danny was the first character to speak in the show. Danny's storylines focused on his troubled relationship with his father Max and his subsequent discovery that Tim Duncan was his real father, his friendship with Scott Robinson, and his job as a bank teller. Danny moved away from Ramsey Street in July 1986, although returned for a cameo in 2005. David, though, was jailed in 2014 for the brutal bashing of his fiancée. Clancy, who has a long history of alcoholism, told the court his addiction had left his world in complete tatters. Maria Ramsey, played Badasha Blahova. Maria was married to Max Ramsey and is the mother of Shane Ramsey and Danny Ramsey. But while the couple were separated, Maria falls in love with Richard Morrison, and she made the difficult choice to be with Richard, and she leaves Erinsborough to live in Hong Kong with him. But after a few months, Maria returns to her mother's home, and she calls Max. Max agrees to give their marriage a second chance, and he moves to Brisbane to be with her. The Czech actress emigrated to Australia during the communist era. She appeared in many television and film roles before she returned to her birth country in 1998 and again started appearing natively in film roles. Lucy Robinson, played by Killy Flinker. Lucy, the daughter of Jim and Anne Robinson and the sister to Paul, Scott, and Glenn, is now played by Melissa Bell, who has made plenty of guest appearances over recent years, last in November 2021. However, when she first appeared, she was played by Killy Flinker until 1991, when she retired from acting altogether after making the very sensible decision to leave the series to focus on her schoolwork and enjoy being a kid. She even hid in a tree at her own birthday party to escape the attention of strangers, just days after listening to thousands of fans sing happy birthday to her at a shopping center appearance. These days, Flinker works in marketing. As well as its regular cast, Neighbours has featured several guest appearances from celebrities playing themselves or specially written characters. These include Russell Crowe, cricketer Shane Warne, Little Britain's Matt Lucas and David Williams, Paula Abdul and former Spice Girl Emma Bunton. Top stars like Liam Hemsworth, Craig McLachlan, Holly Valance, Delta Goodrem, Natalie Imbruglia, Margot Robbie and Kimberly Davies have all appeared in the soap on their way to stardom. A number of British guest stars have appeared in recent years, including Amanda Holden, Sophie Ellis-Bextor, Ryan Thomas and Janet Street Porter. Speculation is already mounting over which iconic stars may return for the soap's final episode. Veteran star Ian Smith, who played Harold Bishop, is set to make a comeback. Fellow cast member Alan Fletcher, aka Dr. Carl Kennedy, told ITV's This Morning on Monday.